Last week, the luxury world woke up to major headlines that the richest man in the world, the CEO of Lvmh, lost $11.2 billion in one day. This is super interesting. Let's talk about what is happening right now with luxury shopping. Hello my darlings and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nelly and I'm a wardrobe stylist and personal shopper in New York City and New Jersey area. I love to shop, I love luxury. My channel is all about shopping, finding the best designer deals. If this is something that you're interested in, please subscribe, hit the bell to get the notifications on when my next video is up. When I saw the headlines last week, I immediately knew I have to make a video about it and discuss what exactly is happening in the luxury world, what is driving the customer preferences, what exactly is going on, and why people are choosing to stay away from super high-end luxury shopping. Everything you're going to see in this video is based on my personal opinion on things I have observed while shopping online and in physical stores and boutiques, and also a larger portion is going to be based on what I'm seeing as a sentiment all over social media. Let's start from the headlines. What exactly happened? In a very brief summary, the richest man in the world and the CEO of Lvmh lost $11.2 billion in one day because people are selling their stock in the company based on the US market performance. People in the US are not shopping. So the question now is why people are not shopping anymore, why they're choosing not to spend their money with Lvmh in this particular case and in other companies as well. I have my reasons, I have them written down, and I'm going to share them with you. When I talk about the customer or the consumer, I want to make very clear I'm not talking about the 2% or the 5% of people who can walk into a store and drop 50K, 100K in one visit. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people who have good income, low middle class, all the way to high middle class, even people with 6-7 figures income, but also people who have real lives. They have mortgages, they have car payments, they have kids to send to college, they can afford certain luxuries, but they also have to budget. This is the category of people I'm talking about. Let's get to it and discuss all the reasons that are pushing the customer away. The first one, you'll not be surprised to anybody, and that is the constant price increase. In the last 2, 3, maybe 4 years, it feels like there is a price increase almost every month coming from a brand. In certain cases, the same brand, you have 2, even 3 price increases annually. And at this point, no matter what they're using as an excuse, is weighing on people so much, and they start to feel that they cannot catch up with the prices no matter what they do. Let me explain. Let's say you are saving for your dream bag, and your dream bag is $2,000. You are saving, you are saving, you are saving, you are almost to your goal. The brand comes with a big announcement of a price increase, and now your bag is $2,500. And you're like, it's only $500. I will save some more and I'll still get it. And then you start saving again and again and again. And then there is a new price increase announcement, and now your bag is $3,000, and you feel like, what is happening? Just like that, this bag went $1,000 over. I cannot ever catch up to buy this bag because the price is constantly going up. The next reason, in my humble opinion, that is keeping people away from luxury is the shopping experience. I personally had a very difficult situation with Louis Vuitton. I purchased a bag from them. The bag was defective and it took me a year to resolve my problem. I'm going to make an entire new video on that. The story is not new, but I think the story is very educational, so maybe you help somebody else in my situation. So I know firsthand how the experience was there. And I'm talking about the customer service, the way they resolve problems, their return policy. All of this needs big upgrade across the board. Certain brands perform better in that department than others, but as a whole, all the luxury brands need to improve their customer service, the way they talk to people, the way they treat people in the store, and of course their return policy, because there is such a big discrepancy between boutiques, between sales representatives. It's just like a little bit of a mystique over there. Nobody really knows or really wants to tell you what exactly is going on. One of the most common things people experience and share on social media, how they are treated when they shop. We all have heard stories about how snooty essays are, how they ignore you in the store, how they judge you, and that is all true in certain cases. I also want to say something else. I know a lot of very hard-working essays that are doing the best they can. They're working very hard. They're on their feet all day long, trying to please even the most difficult customer. I'm not talking about them, but I'm talking about the essays that are consumed by the particular culture of high and luxury, and that is the behavior that we don't like and we don't appreciate. Nobody wants to walk in a boutique and be looked down to and being judged and being disrespected or ignored. So this is a big reason why people are staying from boutiques more and more, and they prefer to shop with personal shoppers, or they prefer to shop from department stores. They just don't want these snooty interactions, these disrespectful interactions with essays that are judging them and think you are not worthy of even being in the boutique. When I shop, I don't care. I don't care if you're gonna roll me the red carpet. I don't care for champagne. I don't care for the VIP section. I'm there to shop. I want an intelligent human to human interaction that is professional, kind, and respectful. You are going to make a sell, I'm going to make a purchase. This is all I'm looking about. Yes, there are people who spend more money, they want all kind of fanfare and fireworks when they are there. I don't care about that. I just want to leave the store respected and with the items I'm looking for. That's it. Next reason. The next reason is also a very popular one, very obvious one, and that is quality issues. Quality seems to be a struggle for certain brands. I have seen countless defective bags, countless defective shoes from the highest of the highest luxury brands, and it's getting to the point that is almost disrespectful, because as I mentioned, you are increasing the prices constantly, but you are decreasing the quality, and is getting to the point, what are you thinking of us, the consumer? Do you think we are really that stupid, or we are really that brainwashed that we need these items so desperately? To me, quality issues at this point are unacceptable. If you are going to charge me premium, you have to offer me a premium product. Is that simple? But when, as a customer, I buy a bag and my bag is defective, and it's very difficult to communicate with you. And then I see other people experiencing similar situations with a different brand when the bags are even more expensive. This makes me very afraid that I will be in a particular predicament, that you have thousands and thousands of dollars on the line. I will have a defective bag and I don't know if I will be able to get my money back or get another bag. So something needs to be done in the way they control their productions, and also in the way they deal with the issues when they happen. And now is when quality and experience become one reason, because now you have a defective item and you are trying to return it or exchange it, and when you go back to the boutique or to the store, you are not getting the experience you paid for, because there is no one consistent policy across the board for certain brands, and you are left with absolutely no avenue to proceed, to recoup your money, to exchange your bag. And this is major. This is what makes people very, very upset. Think about this scenario. You walk into a fancy restaurant. There is nobody at the door to greet you. Eventually, 20 minutes later, a rude waiter shows up and puts you in some dark table in the corner. Then he disappears, and then he shows up 20 minutes later with the menus, throw them at the table, then disappears again, and eventually comes back to take your order. And then when the food comes, the food is nasty, the waiter is even nastier, and your whole experience is ruined. Would you go back to this restaurant? I don't think so. I don't think any person with self-respect will go back. Previously, the customers were almost programmed to overlook and forgive, but now with social media and people sharing their experiences, the customer is less likely to do so. So brands really need to look at what they are doing if they want to maintain their current customer base and also to gain new customers. The next reason is very controversial. Some people love it, some people don't love it. I'm one of the people who don't love it, don't approve it, don't promote it, but I have to mention it because I do believe this is a big part of why people are looking elsewhere to get their luxury fix. I'm talking about the things people obtain from questionable places. Again, I'm very anti not real stuff. I'm going to talk in code a little bit because they have algorithm now to look for certain phrases and words, and I don't want my video taken out. But basically I'm talking about things they obtain from the portal and from some other Instagram sellers. And I think this is a major problem, and I think this is a major problem for the brands as well. Unfortunately, a lot of people are going this route for the previously mentioned reasons, because they can't afford it, they don't want to deal with nastiness, and in some cases people have reported that they have gotten better quality from certain websites than the real ones, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me. It's very difficult to escape from them. It's really very difficult to escape from them because they're everywhere. They're literally at your fingertips. Back in the days, people used to go to Canal Street and used to have to go into some dark alley with a scary person. Right now you can have it delivered to your home. Of course you're gonna choose that route. If you're just doing it for the look, for the pretend, of course you're going to go that route because it's easy, it's inexpensive, and you're going to have the look and you don't care about anything else. If you think buying non-real stuff at this point is reserved just for the people with the lower income, think again. We all saw the article a few months ago when women from the richest neighborhood in Manhattan buy the other stuff. So yeah, everybody who wants the look but doesn't want to spend the money is going to buy the non-real eventually. The next one is an interesting one because it's part of what fashion is, but at the same time is making the customer a little uneasy of spending too much money on particular items. This is what I mean. Fashion is an ever-evolving organism. It's always changing, is always growing, is all about the newest, the latest, the craziest. But when you have heard in the past 10 years constantly that you need this investment bag, this investment piece, and when new collections come and the bags are different and crazier and more unique, you get a little fear on the back of your head. If I spend these $3,000-4,000 on this bag, am I going to be wear it forever, or is just a trendy bag? And this is not an easy thought, and this is a thought that is making people not spend money. Again, I'm not talking about the 2 to 5% of people. I'm talking about regular people who have to budget their lives. It's very important to remember that. With all the collections coming annually, regular collections, seasonal collections, there is so much merchandise in front of us, so much. Even if we pick one bag that we really want, is still in the thousands of dollars. And with the fear that by the next season this bag will not be relevant, more people are deciding to leave the luxury route and go to the mid-range route. Even people who care more about the brands than the actual style are now looking at the other direction when they can find similar styles, be trendy and fashionable, but you cost them way less. They are looking to spend their big bucks only on the classic styles. Let's talk about the next one. Sales and sales seasons. I'm an expert sales shopper. I know where all the sales are all the time. I primarily shop sales, and I will tell you why other people primarily shop sales as well at this point. Right now, there is a lot of merchandise spread between a lot of retailers. Everything in fashion goes in cycles. You want to get rid of everything you already have from the previous cycle before you start the new cycle. And this is how the sales happen. You don't want any spring merchandise lingering in your store for fall, and vice versa. You don't want any fall merchandise lingering in your store for spring and summer. This is how the sales work, and this is how the percentage gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The closer you get to the new season, the deeper the discounts get, because the retailer wants to get rid of the merchandise. On top of that, a lot of retailers run additional promos throughout the season with lower prices between 15 to 40%. In the United States, with every major holiday, we have major sales, and this is always a good time for people to score on their luxury at a good discount. And in the recent years, even international retailers had joined, and they know the US calendar, and they know people in the US are shopping and looking for deals. Of course, there are nuances to the sale. Nothing is exact, nothing is predicted, but there are a lot of possibilities to find some of your favorite merchandise on sale. In some cases, even very popular styles have sizes that are not as popular. Even though the style is extremely popular and sold out, you'll be able to find like the super small ones, like the 35 and the 36s, and then you'll be able to find the 41 and the 42s. So there is always surprise in what you can find on sale. I'm one of the people who love sales. I'm one of the people who is constantly looking for a sale. I'm one of the people who share sales with all my followers on all my social media. I'm one of the people who enjoy luxury but don't want to pay full price. I want to stay on the light side of luxury. I don't want to go through the portal to the dark side. I want to stay here on the light side and still pay less. And there's so many people like me out there, and this is also affecting the way people purchase, the constant look for sales. The next reason, in my humble opinion, why a lot of people are not buying luxury the way they used to is the vintage and second-hand market. The vintage and second-hand shopping markets exploded in the last few years. Exploded. There is so much going on in both. I'm very happy to see that the younger generation has shown interest in vintage, in unique pieces. They share their finds on TikTok, and I find that to be very exciting. It helps the environment, is very sustainable, and they are learning about fashion through older pieces, unique pieces. They are learning about history. They are finding their styles through uniqueness, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely thrilled that there is a new interest in fashion from the younger crowd. I personally love vintage and secondhand shopping. I get a thrill from the hunt. I'm constantly looking for unique pieces. They don't have to be designer per se, but they have to be unique and special. And sometimes I will buy a vintage bag instead of a designer bag, and you have equal happiness. And I think a lot of other people are like me. In recent years, brands revived some of their most popular classic styles, of course in a much higher price point, and that created a huge demand for these particular styles. A lot of the younger shoppers are not willing to spend the money even if they have it. They prefer to go on a cheaper round because they also enjoy the hunt. Just like me, I enjoy the hunt part of looking for treasures, and putting it on social media actually creates more allure about the whole process and brings more and more people into vintage and second-hand shopping. The next one I'm gonna call game playing. You know what I'm talking about. You know, when you walk into a boutique and you want a certain bag and they don't have it, or it's the last one, and if you don't buy it right now, you're never gonna see it again. That's what I call game playing. In my personal opinion, there is one brand who have mastered the game playing like nobody else, and that is Hermes. You as a customer have to wait for them to offer you the bag. How is this making sense? I'm not engaging in this. Don't get me wrong, I love Mia Kelly like the next person. And if I walk tomorrow into the boutique and I can buy one, I will buy it. The way this company twisted everything on the customer, to me, is absurd. Again, in my opinion, different brands play the game differently, but always they're hanging the fruit low, but not low enough for you to get it. I am on the end of my list, and this is the last reason I believe why people are moving away from luxury. This one might surprise some people, might not surprise others. Believe it or not, for a lot of people, including myself, luxury influencers and the constant promotion of luxury brands are a big turn off. I have seen this sentiment shared around on social media from different creators, from different people, from consumers of luxury, but I also heard this from a lot of my friends. People who used to follow some of the super fashion luxury girls, they are now not impressed, and I'll tell you why. I have heard and seen such sentiment before on social media. A lot of creators have talk about it, that they really don't trust these top fashion influencers because they get everything for free. But now I hear it more and more from personal friends. They come to me and they say, oh, I just unfollow so and so, I unfollow so and so, I just don't trust them because their constantly promoting stuff that they get for free. I'm going to express this as my opinion and my opinion only, because people are very sensitive these days. And the way I see it is, a lot of this doesn't look very natural to me, very genuine to me. They get a lot of stuff for free and they always like everything. Nobody can convince me that you liked every single thing that was given to you, and that you are always happy and you always like everything. Yeah, of course, everybody will be happy to receive a $5,000-$10,000 package from a brand, of course, but there is never a real review behind the products they receive. The clothes, the shoes, the bags, they always love everything, and that always sits a little bit shady with me, a little bit. What is specifically off-putting is the super organized campaigns when they post the same bag at the same time and everything looks so orchestrated, nothing looks genuine. And the worst part of that all is that you never see this bag again. You see it maybe 1-2 times until the campaign is over, and you never see this person with this bag again, and this is very, very frustrating. On one hand, I totally understand why certain fashion influencers will never say anything negative about the luxury brands. They work with them. This is their job. They want to continue to work with them. They want to be invited to the dinners, to the runway shows, to the presentations, and get the stuff for free. And on top of that, get the paychecks. But at the same time, we do need integrity and honesty. And I think it's okay to say no from time to time and hold brands accountable. This is it, my darlings. These are my reasons why I think people are stepping away from luxury. If I miss something, put it in the comments below. Don't forget to follow me on my other social media, TikTok and Instagram. Of course, like this video, subscribe. I'm telling you ciao for now, and I will see you in the next one.